What's good, bro? What's happening?
Yo, what's up, Mark? Today's gonna be a special episode. You remember what we watched when we started our podcast?
Hell yeah! Tell them why it's special.
90% of all podcasts won't make it till past episode 3. Out of those 10% that make it, 90% won't make it till episode 20. So, Mark, if you release 21 episodes, you're in a one top percentile of each of all podcasts ever created in history. So, Mark, tell me, which episode are we in?
21 bitches! 21! Blackjack! Let's fucking go!
Yes. So we're on episode 21. Here we go, baby.
Yeah, buddy!
I like that one.
Fuck yeah!
All right, Mark. Enough celebration. So what do you got for me?
Alright, I'm gonna start off with our boy Elon. Well, /Elon/ Tesla. So, as we are talking a lot about AI stuff, this is AI as well. So we're talking about AI-powered self-driving in Tesla, which I think is super cool as well. In general, self-driving is cool, but I also like what Elon did, that he obviously live streamed this on Twitter, or what is called now X, right? So I think that's a super smart move, because this way it has more engagement, directly drives it on his platform. He can use whatever, all his platform, well, all of his companies, all the new highlights, push it onto X, but that's something for a different topic. So this is super, super cool because it's different now. Because how did AI help in this scenario? Do you know how it worked before with the self-driving?
Yeah, let's give the audience a little insight, because like basically when like the first self-driving came out, I was like, oh man, AI, like they already driving the cars, man, that is super cool, super advanced. You know what it really turns out to be? It's just like hand-coded rules. So basically it just like goes through the process. Okay, if it this, then this. Just like a little bit more complicated, obviously, but that's how it works. Now, Mark, tell us what is happening right now.
So you're basically saying the old code is like a decision tree. Hey, if this, then not, then do this.
Yes.
If not,
and
so if it runs into a scenario where it doesn't exist, then boom, fucked.
Exactly. It's more with like railguards. You're putting railguards with like saying, hey, if this happens, make sure like this will never happen. Like for example, if a pedestrian or something crossing, always stop. Something like this. Even though you're in the right, they like certain like red brakes or whatever. So this is always involved. But now, Mark, what is right now happening?
So basically, they trained the AI using neural links, I think, neural networks, and they trained this AI based on a lot of data that they collected through their Tesla and all the Teslas, and this way they were able to teach it how to self-drive. So they're not using any code that was written by humans anymore. They basically just teach it right away. And it's pretty cool. I mean, Elon drove like for 45 minutes through San Francisco and was pretty cool. It worked really well. Had a couple of hiccups, but besides that, interesting. And it just shows how far AI has come.
For me, it's like super interesting to see, because in the end, like Tesla is building its own mode around it, right? Because like they're collecting so much self-driving data from all the Teslas, and now they have so much training data. I mean, I think it's similar to, for example, let's say ChatGPT, right? It had so much more training data than other AI tools or like neural linguistic like language models. So that's like the bigger data you have, the better it can get, right? So these programs, and the same with like Tesla. And I think what Elon Musk is showing right there is that they're ready. Like basically, the next thing that AI will be interrupting is the driving sector, the self-driving sector. What is your opinion, Mark, on it?
Well, I think so as well. I think this will be huge. The question is then, will they just roll it out on their own? I'm guessing on their own trucks as well. Public cars, well, they're pedestrian cars, regular cars, as well as trucks. Because the thing about trucks is so epic, because they're driving for such a long time, and then the people that are actually on it, they can just rest, or you don't even need people to do it. And this will make a huge difference in terms of how expensive it is to use all the supply chain, etc.
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially like trucks, right? Because a lot of transportation still happens, especially in the US, via trucks, or in Europe as well. If they can drive for longer periods, right? Let's say 20% further, That means like they can cut travel time by 20%. That's a lot of like could be a few days. So yeah, that's really good. It's
And
definitely
they don't
worth
need
it.
to rest, man. That's the smartest
Yeah,
part. No rest, just
yeah.
fucking go, go, go. It's like planes, right? They rust
But
when they're on the floor, they rust and then they're damaged.
at the same time, I'm thinking about yes, but at the beginning there will be still be transition time when you still need truck
Oh, hey,
drivers,
yeah.
right? So you always have like the human part of it, but like let's say 95, 98% of the time will be just fully automated, and then you can just like sit in there just in cases you have to pay attention, but most of the time not. So I think that's really good, and it just like also removes a lot of stress because imagine driving every day for like so many hours. So I think that's really cool.
100%. I also think that just regulation wise, it's not going to be there soon, right? Regulation is always a pain in the ass because if you say there's not even being going to be a human in the car, that's different than
Yeah,
just like, hey, you're behind the wheel. We allow you to have this mode on,
yeah,
but you need to be active there, right? There's a huge
yeah.
difference. So, but game changer, I fucking love it. I also love that he posted that all on on Twitter
Yeah, he did a
slash
live stream,
X.
so I think that's super
Yeah,
cool. It's just like, all
smart.
right, guys, smart move for sure, and it just like also shows the live stream capabilities of X, so that's nice.
100%.
All right,
All right,
Mark,
bro, what topic you got?
talking about live streaming, have you seen about the latest
Ooh.
trend that's happening right now on Twitch? If
No.
no, don't worry. All right, the latest trend, it's called NPC, right? So NPC
Oh boy.
streaming. So what is NPC? So NPC is well, a non-player character. Basically, if we all played, I don't know, maybe Diablo or World of Warcraft, it's just a bot that you just like get the quest from, and then just like, hello, traveler, how can I help you with, right?
And then you ask him
And then
again, he
it's
says
like
the same thing. Hello, traveler.
exactly. So that was before, like basically you have like I don't know multiple options what they were gonna talk about, and they just always just repeat the same script. It's quite similar. All right, Mark, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share the screen now. Here we
Oh
go.
yeah.
Here we go.
Janine, wow, a lot of
So as you,
you. Hee haw, yes. You're gonna feel like a cowgirl.
Jesus.
You ready? Take
so
I
me
can't
basically
hear
for the
it,
listeners
but it
out there,
just like
it's just the
coconut. Yes, yes,
for,
yes, yes, yes,
for the
yes.
listeners
Yeah,
out there.
amazing.
So basically, a girl is just keep repeating or whatever people text in the chat, she's repeating it, or especially emojis,
Jesus.
and she just reacts to it. I think it's like quite interesting concept. Now, of course, you can first. I was like, man, why would anybody fucking do it and spend money on it, right? But actually, it makes so much money. So how does it
But
work?
why?
Right. So, all right, let's first explain how it
Why?
works. So basically,
Tell me why.
yeah, all right.
I need to
I will
know.
get there. I want to get your opinion, then I'll give you mine. But first, so how does it actually work? So basically, for all the listeners out there who haven't seen the clip, it's basically a person, mostly women, to be honest, because probably a hot woman. It's more attractive. So basically, they're just standing there, and then they just move relating. Like for example, they send like a cowboy emoji in the chat where they actually have to pay for, and then she reacts like "Yeehaw" or whatever. And that way they interact with them, right? So, and that's just streamers do that for hours, and that's how they rack up cash. I actually have an example. I found a video of a woman who did it just for a few hours and how much she racked in the few hours that she did it, like in 2 hours. But yeah, Mike, what is your opinion on that one, on that trend? And also, I will give you why this is kind of interesting and might be signaling the future of streaming.
So I think okay, a few points. I think it's super interesting that they're doing this because you're interacting more directly with it. Because regular streaming or gaming streaming on Twitch is not so interactive. It's like, hey, I have a question, someone answers. It doesn't tell you what to do. I think there is live streamers that do something similar. They go into the real world and they're like, hey, interact something, do this, hey, do that. So that exists, but I think in a different concept. It's not like go as fast as possible. It's more like do a quick task or something like that. So interesting. Also, obviously, that means you don't have to prepare anything for the stream, and it's very interactive because, well, the audience tells you what to do, and some of
Yeah.
them get the hype out of it. For others, it's just boring.
Exactly. So that's actually what makes it so interesting because people can directly interact with the streamer and basically can like directly have an impact on the story, right? So imagine a stream is nothing else than a story or like in a game, and where you can impact. So you pay, so it's stream. Twitch has, for example, coins that you can buy, and then with those coins, you have to pay with these coins to be able to text in these chats, and send emojis, right? And by doing so, you have impact on the story. May she be turning out to be a cowboy or a nurse or whatever, because like in the end, it's just like she's reacting to the emojis. But this gives the people the feeling that they have impact on it, and supporting it. So that's kind of interesting. Now, of course, this is the basic form, right? I mean, before they could give money, which was cool, but yeah.
Wait, hold up. They tell a story?
No, so they're not telling story directly, right? So it's just emojis reacting to it. But as a viewer, you have impact of it. Like, what is she doing? Imagine you're like watching, I don't know, Ninja, and you could say, hey, like, do that, or oh my god, he's reacting to my stuff. Like sometimes they do it, right? So they just like seeing something in chat and they'll be like looking at the chat and be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, wow, thank you for the subscription, whatever. So they're just saying that, right? But it's just nothing else. Whereas if there's like, oh yeah, cowboy, yeehaw, or whatever.
I want to be honest. I think I have a boomer moment right now because I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I just don't get why a fucking reaction like a hee-haw, where just like a fucking, well, they're like blank expression, and then they just do one emoji after another is entertaining. I just don't see the value. I want to see the business case because you said that. I'm guessing you have some numbers there. But for me, that would bore the shit out of me. I don't know. Super boring to me.
So a YouTuber which has like I think 17,000 followers. So like micro YouTuber basically, and she did it for 2 hours and made $300. I mean, that's just for 2 hours. She just went live. I think that's really good money, considering it's like was the first time we just did it for 2 hours. And yeah, in a few hours, it's like 150 euros per hour. I wouldn't mind doing that.
It's not bad for a micro influencer. Think about that, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a smaller one. So the bigger they are, and imagine they're doing it, they're racking in cash. So from that point of view, I think it's really, really cool. But for me, it's more what it can signal in the future of streaming, right?
Okay.
Because we've seen other startups, especially also from Spain, where you can basically buy like cards. So basically how it works is there are startups out there which allow you to have like you can sell cards, reaction cards. So for example, Mark would have 10 playing cards as a streamer, which would be like, for example, oh, you can only play pistols. Now people can buy these cards and then play it while you stream. So for example, at the beginning of
like
the round, I
quests
could
or something, or like
I forgot how what the name was called. It's also I think it's also portfolio company from Vira, or from But yeah, anyways, so that was kind of interesting. It reminded me of that one, but just more extreme, right? Because you have constant interaction, and for me, it's interesting how it will develop because there is the need, or not the need, but at least the people have the appetite to see that more. And yeah, I'm excited for it,
bro. Next level. All right, we see this on Twitch. Does it exist on OnlyFans? Because man, the interaction is even faster. Than think about it this way.
Yes,
and you can charge much more. You can like instead of saying "hee-haw," you can do some naughty stuff.
But again, Mark, OnlyFans, most of the money is in chat, right? And that's basically
100%. But you could integrate
centers.
that additional, right? You have that, and think about it this way. Then you connect because you just said it's about connecting with the influencer, whoever, the content creator. You have this going, I don't know, you do 2 hours a day, and the rest, I don't know, you have your Indian Pakis who text anyways. Or
but
wherever you have
OnlyFans
your
girls
call
just do it
centers.
on Twitch? So wouldn't that be only doing it on Twitch anyways, right? Because you need the platform to do it. So you already have
don't.
streamers who...
You just need the audience. It's irrelevant.
But you don't have on OnlyFans, you don't have a live streaming platform.
Well, then I'm guessing there's a different platform for it. But if you have the audience, you can say like, hey, I don't know, these OnlyFans girls that are successful, they have it on whatever. They put their link tree in there and they're like, hey, go on this website. You do a live stream. And then you can have them even loyal like they make it even more loyal, right? Just like if you meet someone, he takes a picture with you, you will always remember this. If this one person reacts to what you did and asked for $10, this guy is going to subscribe for even longer. So I think this might be a great retention tool.
Yeah. We'll have to
I
find
love how
out
we
what the
fucking
next few
ended
months,
OnlyFans
the
again.
developments. I mean, went from NPC to OnlyFans. That's only
Well,
on Inside.
but kind of true,
guys.
man.
That's true. No, I think it's really
100%.
cool. I mean, it's just like the first version, right? It's basically MVP. That's how I see it, as a retention tool, and now people will just see how they can implement it to different areas. So I agree. All right, Mark, do you have anything else? What's the next thing?
All right, I have 2 more things, but I think I'm just gonna talk about one more, and then I'm gonna keep the one for the other one for another day. All right, so this is kind of related. So this one is called a false consensus effect.
Yeah.
So basically, have you ever been around the same kind of people? And so usually the people that are around you have the same kind of line of thought, usually, right? Because we tend to,
because you
we
tend to agree in
our
the group.
friends, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you have all your friends that play volleyball, you think everyone fucking plays volleyball. So you tend to overestimate the fucking amount of people that actually play volleyball because all of your friends play volleyball. So you assume, I don't know, 10% of the population plays volleyball, but even not even close. So this is what happens. Well, it's more like you can do that with music as well, because volleyball might be very, very niche. But like if you listen to jazz music, for example, you think when your friends listen to jazz music, you think everyone does. So this is called the false consensus effect. It's basically a tendency of people to overestimate how much others share their beliefs, opinions, and habits. Essentially, individuals believe their views and behaviors are more common than they actually are. So exactly like I just told you. And this happens, and I think so frequently, which is kind of crazy. You think like, oh man, because we're doing it, I think everyone is doing it.
Well, I mean, I think that's happens quite often to us, right? When we're like, oh, why is this person not reflecting on his behavior, right? And we see it on a day-to-day basis, where we're just like, man, what kind of
100%.
behavior is that? So
Exactly.
yeah, that's
Because
true.
you
I was
think
like,
that way, and I think that way. We assume that other people think the same way, and you realize, man, everyone is so fucking different too, and that it's not a very common thing. And this is crazy. And I thought about it. Yeah, I like it. It's super cool.
What was it
Consensus
called?
effect. Consensus effect.
ah,
False consensus
nice.
effect. Sorry, false consensus effect.
So you said you had 2. What is the other one?
No, I'm just gonna name drop it, and I'm gonna talk about another one. It's called the Hawthorne effect. Or should I talk about it as well?
Ooh. No, I would say we keep it. I like that with the effects and like in general, or paradigmas. So
Let's
paradoxes.
fucking go.
Sorry, that's not paradigms, but paradoxes. I think we should always have in each episode one. And just make it interesting.
All right,
Of course, all the
listeners,
listeners,
give us
if you're
feedback.
still listening to us right now, let us know what you think about these effects, and of course the paradoxes, etc. Whether we should include them or not. Leave us a comment, subscribe, and of course catch you next one. And that's the pod. Inside
That's the
Twins
pod,
out.
bro.